Molweni, and welcome to my channel. I'm Yolanda Rachel Si. And today is day 2. Oh, my lips. Okay, I'm gonna do lipstick later. Today is day 2 of the Nelson Mandela University Pride Festival. It's an online thing. We're doing it on Zoom, and I happen to be the guest speaker for the day. So obviously, I'm taking you along. I'll be interviewed by Uvuyo Ngofe, who is the GBV case coordinator. Yes, NMU. I always think NMMU. Nelson Mandela University. Yeah, she's the case coordinator there. It's nice to know friends in high places, hey? And it's all about good conversations and good vibes, no? Okay, I'm sweet. Yeah.
But all in all, guys, welcome. This is a conversation with queer content creators, and this is part of the Nelson Mandela University Pride events, and unfortunately, most of them, they're being done virtually now. So I'm here to welcome you and thank you all for being part of the session. What you can expect from today is that we'll be having Ulutando Ngokotwane, who's going to be introducing our speaker for today, and we'll be also screening what we have gathered here for. My sexuality is not a phase. Allow me to request that Ulutando come forward and to introduce our speaker. Good afternoon, everyone. It's such an honor to introduce the speaker, Yolanda Rachel Si. She's a filmmaker, a photographer, and founder of the YouTube series My Sexuality is Not a Phase. So let us all welcome Yolanda Rachel Si. Thank you very much. So today we're talking about My Sexuality is Not a Phase. First of all, Lutando has introduced Yolanda, but let me give you this platform also to say, if there's anything that Lutando has missed, how do you describe yourself? Yolanda, who is you?
Yo, I'm a filmmaker by profession. In the film industry, I work as a production manager, so I work in the production team, and then my side hustle then becomes photography, and then YouTube for now is a hobby. So I'm still YouTubing as a hobby. I'm still getting started trying to figure it out. And then while I'm doing this YouTube hobby thing, I started the movement My Sexuality is Not a Phase. Initially, My Sexuality is Not a Phase was supposed to be a Women's Month series, but it was so well received that I thought, okay, man, demand and send us some more. So it's still, I think it's going to be an ongoing thing now. I don't know for how long. It's just slowly but surely I'm going to be interviewing other queer or LGBTQIA plus people. But I'm personally a filmmaker and a photographer. Oh, I also do beats.
Right. So you mentioned that this was supposed to be like a Women's Month series, but even though it was supposed to be Women's Month, what's the actual reason? Why did you see it fit for you to start something called My Sexuality is Not a Phase? And also there are a lot of things you can actually name your YouTube series or the web series, but why My Sexuality is Not a Phase?
That's a tricky one. Okay, Yazi, I'm trying to get a message across, and I'm trying to educate, especially abantu out of the queer community, because Tina says we know how it is for ourselves because we know how we feel. However, you come out to your mom, for instance, and then I will too stage is data, but at the same time it's who you are, but it's not everything it's not entirely, you are not your sexuality, but at the same time your sexuality is not a phase. But it doesn't mean that because you conform to the LGBTQI, that's all you are. Firstly, you were born a woman, you were born a girl, that's who you are, and then you become uvuyo because that's what you are named, and then you are raised. So asexuality is just an addition to who you are. However, it's not the full body of who Yolanda is or who Vuyo is. And then when I take it back to myself, I always get those reactions because I sometimes date men. Ndifumane umuntu athi uyiyekile ngoku le nto yakho emantombazana xa ndi-introduce mhlawumbi i-boyfriend yam uthi uyiyekile le nto yakho emantombazana ndibe lost ubana ndiyiyeke xa ibiqale phi, because it's just the people that I fall in love with that I date. It's got nothing to do with the fact that namhlanje I wake up and decide ubana okay ndi-straight namhlanje. I don't become straight because I am dating a man. And I don't become gay because I'm dating a woman. It's just a small portion of the person that we are. So, and then I choose to interview married couple for the most. But now, it's not only married couples that I've interviewed. I choose to interview married couples and older queer bodies because if I say mhlawumbi, not saying that I'm frowning upon umntana omncinci osaqalayo or we understand sexuality yakhe, but I want someone also to, because we're trying to make abantu outside of the community understand, I want someone also to umjonga uqonda hayijonga lo muntu believable. One, because they've made it a part of their lives. They are married, for instance, so it could not be a phase uthi uyotshata okanye una-50 unabantwana but usathi ndikwi-phase. Because for instance, one of the people I interviewed ulentuza unkulu ndiphathe ndathi unkulu mdala, so you can understand that it can, if it was a phase, she wouldn't have gotten to the age that she is. Phase, yeah, born. So yeah, I would. That's the long and the short of it.
Okay, so now, if you can just explain your journey as a YouTuber. I do understand that awuqalanga nje weza uzothetha about my sexuality is not a phase, but you started somewhere. Tell us about your journey as a YouTuber and how you got to the web series.
Okay. I think I'm an interesting person. I don't know about the rest of you guys, but I personally think I'm an interesting person. But I've gone through a lot of turbulences and ups and downs in life, and I have a lot of movements that I'm a part of that make me share my life story. One of these movements is Sisterhood 411, where we mentor young girls and we use our life experiences to help them ubana bangathi xa befika kule age sikuyo babe benezi questions sinazo mhlawumbi thina ngoku okanye khona siziphendulayo thina ngoku, because when we were younger we experienced maybe what they're experiencing, so we are just leading them ubana mamela mntase, this too shall pass, there's always an after this, basically. So then if you go deep on my channel, you will see a whole lot of different stories that I'm telling, because I'm telling my life story. For someone else in Klambi, I think the biggest story that I told on YouTube is my abortion story. So you will listen to that story in Klambi. I've had a lot of young girls around the inbox like Facebook, because some people are not commenting on YouTube because they still want to keep their identities private. Inboxelayo, DMelayo, they want to talk about their abortion stories and how me telling my story has actually helped them get through whatever they are getting through. And for me, one person that's ending ubana afilishe better, one life that I may have saved by telling that story is good enough for me. So basically, I'm just a storyteller. Some stories are good, some stories are fun, some stories are stupid, but the stories nonetheless, and we are sharing them.
Okay, before now we go to the screening of who bisexuality is not a phase. Also, there's this question about why do you feel queer content creation is important? As you have said, we encounter parents where when they find out that their kid is actually gay or or is even transgender or is a lesbian, they struggle with that and they think that, oh no, this is just a phase and it's going to fade away. So why do you think the type of content that you are bringing is very much important to the audience and to the people?
I think as queer bodies, we experience a lot of being othered. Yeah, we're being othered even in the queer community. So you'd hear lesbians judging bisexuals as much as you hear straight people judging queer people. So queer content in itself is people like us, abathetha ngezi story. We're trying to help the world reach a point where we find equity, because being straight, you don't have to talk about anything, you don't have to explain anything. There's even someone who says on one of my videos, my sexuality is not a phase. Do straight people come out? Why do we have to come out when straight people don't come out and say, oh, by the way, I'm sorry to inform you, I'm straight? You understand? In a perfect world, besizawubanje sonke, whether you are LGBTQI, whichever spectrum you are at in the queer community, and a straight person, besizawubanje sonke. But we discover that abantu aba-straight bacuma balapha, and then abantu aba-straight bacuma abantu ba-queer balapha. So when we create this queer content, we're trying to find equity by educating.
Okay, guys, we are about to do the screening of My Sexuality is Not a Phase, a web series by Yolanda Rachel Si. If you do have any questions, please do raise your hand after this screening. We will be taking your questions, comments. So yeah, here we go. It's like cool. We just two chicks who really like each other. Sexuality is like such a small part. Right, guys, that is all. My Sexuality is Not a Phase by Yolanda Rachel Si. I have a question for you, Yolanda, while I still wait for everyone to engage with you on what you just screened. So how was your experience though? I'm talking to these different couples. Binjan, how was the experience?
For someone to understand fully what people are talking about, maybe they need to just watch the full videos. My experience shooting these couples, a few of them are friends of mine. I think Ulenduza, Anthea, no Alice, no Zandile, no Ayanda, they are my friends. So bona ndibabuza questions about relationship yabo that I already know about, you know. So then that became a little bit easier to talk about things because I know how to steer them into a certain direction. However, you know, people, one thing I learned is when I approached these couples and those that agreed to do this, they were super excited to share their stories and their experiences. So it became very easy for me just to, my questions would lead them to a conversation. So as much as I'm asking questions and then they're answering my questions, it was basically a thing where I lead them into a certain direction where they can talk about their relationship, how they met and their story, their love story and their journey and their sexuality. And then I think, you know, as part of respecting people's privacies and stuff, the first thing I would ask, even before interview starting, clicking on the camera, I'd be like, what is off limits? What do I not talk about? We'd have couples as it we don't want to talk about that. Then I'll respect that, and then by the time I shoot the video, I already have consent onto how far or how deep I can go with the questions. I think, yeah. So it was a lovely experience.
Okay, you're talking about that experience now. What is it that you, obviously I can't say which one is your favorite, but but like, what is it that you would take out and say, this is my good moment while shooting my sexuality is not a phase. This is a good moment, and some of the challenges that you may have faced along the way.
Let me tell you about a challenge that I faced along the way. I'm a sweet talker, yabo, and I think other people consider me a flirt. So there's this one couple in Tetanabo. and I ended up not interviewing them. Mamela, I use the word babe very lightly and very loosely. so I'm texting this girl, like I'm texting the one of them because they've already agreed to doing the interview. It's just that I keep asking them when they're available and there's hiccups along the way. And then I'm like, babe, Mamela, when are we doing this interview? When are you two available? I Sana, they lost it over the babe. But don't call my wife babe. Actually, this interview is not happening at all. Nah. So that was a minor hiccup, and I'm grateful that it happened before the interview, because imagine if Ben Batumeleli link after editing, after doing all the work, Batumeleli link, did you babe, Mariana, now the video, and but don't call my wife babe after, and then delete the video, you know. And then another challenge, one of the other couples, they had a fight after the video. So but man, I upload the video, yeah, but actually it's right I upload. So those are challenges that I've faced. I really don't have a highlight of a good moment because every moment was different. Yeah, but I can tell you Alice, they were celebrating their 2-year anniversary, and Anthiamos is my friend. So they asked me to do a set up a surprise anniversary thing. So it was a whole 2-day thing when I was setting up the surprise and doing all those things, and then the last thing was to interview them. So that was like a whole journey up till the interview. Otherwise, like there's no one that I like more than the other. Oh yes, wait.
Like I said, guys. Yeah, sure, continue.
Oh me, like I ended up chilling there after the shoot. We part, so
So yeah. So if anyone has any question, guys, please do not hesitate to write in the chat box. We are talking about My Sexuality is Not a Phase web series that is being produced by Yolanda, a filmmaker as well. So we're actually just talking through the experience by Yolanda while shooting that, and some of the ups and the downs that she had to come across during that. And we started around 12 o'clock. It's actually 17 minutes before the hour of 1 o'clock, and by 1 o'clock we will be out of here. So we're here to actually acknowledge and say welcome to all of you and make yourselves at home. So another thing is we live in a very crucial time now. I mean, there's the new normal of COVID-19. Has that hindered you in any way in terms of having the production of My Sexuality is Not a Phase being impacted by COVID-19 in any way?
I think COVID-19 is probably the reason it was easier to do My Sexuality is Not a Phase, because everyone is at home, everyone is available, we have time now all of a sudden, because we never have time to do passion projects, you know. So industry where there were no shoots happening, like there was nothing happening when it comes to work. So then we had time to do these passion projects. So yeah, My Sexuality is Not a Phase can say thank you to COVID.
And another thing is that now in your episodes that I watched them actually. I watched most of them, and you talk more about love. You said that you give the people that you go to interview questions, and they agree if they're comfortable with those questions. And one of those questions you ask is about love. And what I want to find out is, when we talk about love, what does love mean to you? Why is that question constantly coming up?
No.
Is it something you live? Is it something that is close to your heart? Why is the question of love constantly coming up?
How can we talk about sexuality and not talk about love? I mean, zonke ezinto, they stem from love. We fall in love with a woman, and then I want to understand what your meaning of love is, how you feel, what is love to you, because that's the question that I've been asking, Bana. How do you define love? What is love to you? and things like that. So basically, what is love to me? Maybe I'm trying to figure it out. Maybe this is me trying to learn what love is to other people so that I can figure it out, because it is go hectic, logically speaking.
Right, let's check what I think Mandela is saying on the chat box there. She's saying, I'm not really a fan of YouTube unless I need to check something out, and I'm definitely going to check out your work. It really seems interesting, more especially because it's all surrounding with the word love, which is exactly what we've just talked about. And yeah, man, I think that's one thing that I've learned about the web series that you have created, is that the word love keeps popping up, and it's interesting, especially just looking at how the couples answer that. What makes you feel loved, and I just feel like it's very important that we highlight that. So now, Yolanda, in such settings, when we talk about Pride Week, Pride Month, October, we celebrate Pride. Now, how can we celebrate? How do you think such content is now very much important in such platforms as Pride?
Mamela, okay, Iman, ndicela ukubuyisa umva kancinci. Andithi the reason I did My Sexuality is Not a Phase is to educate people out of the community, ne? And then we go back and you say that the most questions that I've been asking is, what is love, this? And when we receive the answers, maybe you might understand that people outside of the community will start to understand that love is love. Love is love. It has no sexuality, it has no gender, it's got nothing to do with anything of the physical body but of the heart. So we're trying then, these platforms, when you bring this content to platforms like this, we're trying to help it's not even about, okay, fine, yes, we are about the pride and everything, but yonke lento isuke elithandweni, because kuze sizibone sesifuna uba proud ngalento sikuyo, is because si proud ngoluthando sinalo for each other, mhlawumbi as women or as men or whatever.
So now, Yolanda, in terms of like going forward now, are we going to see, you said this was only for August, what are some of the plans that you have for your project?
Can
we see you, because you know that it's based in Cape Town, you're based in Cape Town, can we see you coming down to the Eastern Cape, to Joburg, It
was initially supposed to be for August only, but like I said, it was so well received that I'm continuing with it. Actually, the couple that you have the day after tomorrow, I think you have two couples mostly. So you have the Mlomos, and then you have, what's her name? The other, Amandla. Oh, Amandla Basemonti, right? I remember I had a small conversation with Amandla saying that should I come to East London, I would like to interview them because they just got married and they like, from the images on their own, they are excited. They're an exciting couple. So I am expanding as much as it depends on my travel, basically. So as I move, I'm gonna move with my setup, and then if I'm in PE, I'm gonna stop and do a few interviews in PE when I'm in East London. And well, I'm from Butterworth, so I need to do something at Butterworth. But as I move across South Africa, I'm gonna be moving with it. And then I'm trying then to do a documentary, some sort of a documentary then is about coverage everything that is My Sexuality is Not a Phase, but I'm still trying to write that.
Right. Again, Yolanda, just to close it off now, your last word on the importance of My Sexuality is Not a Phase, and your last words in terms of Pride now 2020.
When it comes to My Sexuality is Not a Phase, we are going to go strong, and I guess I'm opening up the space for other people who are interested in being part of this movement to just hit me up, tell me, Wana, listen, I am somewhere and I would like to be a part of this project. I'm very much open to new people, and let's just keep being proud. Let's just keep the rainbow flowing.
Right, I'm going to come through and just to say a few final words. Thank you so much to everyone who have joined us today from 12 until 1 o'clock. Before to that, once again, Yolanda, thank you so much for your time. Hey, we really do appreciate it. We're saying thank you for availing yourself. Next year, we hope that, or in the next coming years, we hope that you will have much more face-to-face interactions. But everyone have a very blessed day. Well, now, if you're going to kind of thank you, Magwande.
Oh, okay. Thank you for watching. Remember to like, comment, share, and subscribe. And I will be seeing you on the flip side. Bye.